हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
ऋषभानु प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम। जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद।
चलिए प्रभु।
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदार्थिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। Okay, we are Isopanishad, verse number 3. All right. So the invocation is how the Lord is complete whole, and all the emanations from Him are also complete. All the universes, all the incarnations, the living entities, everything that comes from the Lord is also complete. This is invocation. The first verse is the Isavasya principle. Isavasya principle, that everything is owned and controlled and maintained, everything by the Lord. And um, everything belongs to Krishna. and we are living in his property, and the Lord has a certain quota for us, for all living entity. He has given everyone certain quota, and one should be satisfied with the quota that Lord has provided, and one should not encroach on others' property. And whatever quota one has, the Lord has given to each individual. See that this is everything, and the quota that I have belongs to the Lord. Uh, mm, mm, mm. And live with that principle of gratitude. So this is the second verse. The third verse, no, this is the first verse. The second verse, invocation first verse. Second verse is, if you live in this world, knowing that everything belongs to Krishna and be satisfied and use everything in his service back. If you live in this way, you can live for hundreds and millions of years and you will not be entangled. You will remain free. No bondage will accrue on you. So this is the second verse. How to live in this world? What is the Isavasya principle? And live according to Isavasya principle. Isha Vasya means the everything is owned by the Lord. Now, third verse says, which is this one, if you don't live according to the principle that everything is owned and controlled by the Lord, then you will be punished. And then you will go to the planet of demons, basically. Asurya namate loka andhena tamashavrita tamste pretya bigachanti ye ke chatmahano jana. The planets meant for the demons are covered with the darkness of ignorance. And who are the demons? Who don't live according to Ishavasya principle, who live to enjoy. I'm one of those examples. The planet meant for the demons are covered with the darkness of ignorance. Such miserable planets become the destination of the killers of the soul after their death. Okay. So basically, the planet of demons are um, every planet in this universe is described as planets of the demons, actually. Um, unless one is a pure devotee, because everyone is living generally in this material existence, everyone is living according to the principle of I am the enjoyer. Even the devatas, they're also living that I am the enjoyer, I am the control. Um, so the living entities who don't keep the Lord in the center, this whole material universe is for them. This is the planets meant for the demons. Who are the demons? Who don't give back to the Lord, or who don't see the Lord as the original owner and controller of everything. So the planet meant for the demons are covered with darkness of ignorance. And what is the nature of this planets? It's covered with ignorance. Means everyone here is a forgetful soul. Nobody here remembers what is our relationship with the divine, with Lord Krishna. Nobody remembers. Everyone is living, I'm this body, this is mine, and that is mine. With respect to friends, families, house, property, everything belongs to me. So this is darkness of ignorance. Everyone is living in these planets in this way. Um, okay, so killers of the soul, Atmahana. Atmahana means are those who are the killer of the souls. Killer of the souls means um, um, they are basically not practicing bhakti. Um, they are causing their own degradation. Um, um, they are harming themselves by engaging in because the more we try to enjoy in this world, more misery comes from them. So we are harming ourselves actually. This is like the how the mind is enemy. Na? The enemy mind is enemy, mind is friend. Enemy mind show something positive, but because he's an enemy, he will make us feel that he's our friend. But ultimately, he will give more suffering to us. That's how the mind is considered as an enemy. Uh, cause more and more because what do we get by enjoying in this world? We get another birth, we get old age, we get disease, we get death, and this is what we get again and again. And what else do we get? Sometimes we get hellish planets also. um, and lower forms. This is all we get. Um, and the mind wants us to engage in activities that is simply gonna um, kill the soul. Okay. So who are the Atmahana, the killer of the souls? They are those who waste their lives in addiction to worldly pursuits, waste their life, uh, economic development, sense gratification, enjoyment. Most of the people in this world, they desire and act for excessive sense enjoyment. Um, Everyone in this world is actually running after more sense enjoyment. Um, in the day they work, hoping they will get the money, which week they can go to malls, restaurants, nightclubs. So everyone is having plans. How do I enjoy tomorrow? What do I do? What do I do tomorrow evening? Day after tomorrow evening? What do I do over the weekend? So everyone is trying to enjoy independently, excessively sense enjoy independently, are bound in the cycle of birth and death. And what they get is, yeah, they have no knowledge of soul or God. They do not establish a relationship with Paramatma. They are not interested in internal development. So they are killers of their own soul. So one should, Prabhupada says in the purport, therefore one should utilize human life for self-realization. The soul obtains a human form after an evolution of many millions of years of transmigration into different species. It is said uh, when last time we went to New Vrindavan, we met Varsana Maharaj, and he was mentioning about gratitude, and he was mentioning we can start with this meditation in gratitude that I have received a human form of life. Human form of life is most developed. Um, I can take advantage of because of the advantage of human form of life. Now I can inquire about who really I am and who God is and what is my relationship. Other forms of life, no opportunity, and it is extremely rare to get a human form. In fact, Shivan Bhagavatam says that even the demigods are aspiring for an opportunity to get a human form of life. So rare is this human form of life. So we can begin with this meditation. Okay, I have got this human form of life. Um, so this birth is very rare. A human being is a human being is given all facilities for a comfortable life by the laws of nature because human life is more valuable than animal life. Whatever, so the quota has been given. The Lord has given everyone their own quota for a comfortable living. All facilities are given. Um, for animals to live in the forest, for rats to live here and there, for birds. It is said every other species is living in a lot of fear. Um, they have to hide, they have to search. But human form of life actually very a lot of facilities are given. Comfortable life. All facilities for a comfortable life are given by the laws of nature. Once quota is given, um, uh, a highly placed government servant is given better facilities than those of ordinary clerk. Prabhupada gives an example. Highly placed government servant. So the human form of life is like lot of great facilities are given. Um, there are two types of human being. Prabhupada said one is Sura and one is Asura. Suras are cognizant of the responsibility. Now I have human form of life and I know the responsibility, which is aiming at Lord Vishnu's lotus feet and acting accordingly. Asuras are neglectful of the responsibilities of human life and have no information for them of them. Quite straightforward. The material world is like an ocean. This is Lord Krishna speaks to Uddhava. Very nice verse. Uddhav Gita. The material world is like an ocean. Um, the human body is like a solid boat. The purpose of the boat is to cross over the ocean. So human life is like a solid boat that should be used to cross the ocean of material world, ocean of material existence. The human life only can break this cycle of birth and death. The opportunity comes in this human form of life. And the acharyas are expert boatmen. Um, and they are the one who is guiding uh, the other human form of life how to live. They set an example. They escaped, they went back, and they left an example for us. So they are like the expert boatmen, and the scriptures are like favorable breezes. And if we live according to scriptures, then that will, like, previously the boats were not like motor boats. The boats were like, they will go by the wind. So if the boat is getting the direction, the human body, human form of life getting direction from atheistic views, from the mind, from sense gratification, then they are lost in this ocean. But once they adhere to the Shastras, then those are like favorable breezes that will carry the human form of life under guidance of expert acharyas to cross over this material existence. Therefore, one must use all these facilities, the acharyas, the scriptures, the human body. One must use all these facilities of human life to attain self-realization. Otherwise, one is considered the killer of his own soul. Lord Krishna says, if you don't make use of human form of life, then we lose the opportunity. Animals are always engaged in feeding their hungry stomachs. Um, uh, all the animal mothers um, trying to feed the children, provide for the children, nest or house or whatever, safe location for the children, and going and working and searching for food. Everyone is looking into all the animals. Um, they mate, they um, um, they sleep, they eat, and they make the whole family eat. Basically, they maintain themselves and family members, sleep, eat, and then they defend against the dangers. Every animal is doing like this. But human life is not meant for the same thing. Modern civilized humans who do the same and don't take interest in self-realization are just polished animals. Purposes. Such a soul-killing civilization increases the problem of hungry stomach. Um, the, the 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 laws of nature are so cruel that they force such people to work hard like asses and bulls and threaten them by unemployment. Such a soul killing civilization. So, the whole civilization, the whole environment, everybody we see, every car passing by the road, everyone, the whole civilization is propagating all the universities. Everyone is like a soul killing civilization and just create more and more problems. They work very hard, um, and what they get, they are threatened by unemployment. This is that time also the problem is there, unemployment. Now also, the laws of nature are so cruel. Um, you see, those who are devotees of the Lord, everything is provided to them, all of you. The Lord takes care of the devotees. But those who are not devotees of the Lord, those who are devotees of the Lord, they actually everything just provided. Krishna provides everything. But those who are not devotees of the Lord, they work so hard and then they are threatened by, they work so hard and then they are threatened by unemployment and so much anxiety. But if you just become devotees, the Lord maintains actually. So Prabhupada says, what a great civilization. First of all, it's a soul killing civilization. It simply increases the problems of hungry stomach. Just become devotee of the Lord. Krishna takes care. Prabhupada said Krishna provides. You bring 500, 5 lakh, 5 million, 5 trillion, as many devotees, and Krishna will provide for everybody. Um, but this civilization is like soul killing civilization. They work very hard and they are threatened by unemployment. Um, if one doesn't realize one's relationship with God in one human life, despite one's sincere attempt, one is given a chance to take the next birth in a spiritually advanced or wealthy family to continue the spiritual process. And Krishna says, if you just move in this path, everything is set. Don't have next birth also human. If you don't attain perfection, it's like the life is very hopeful. Anybody who once come to Krishna or gets initiated by a bona fide spiritual master, his life is already successful actually. Um, Yuval Kishore Prabhuji says, if you're chanting 16 notes, if you're initiated, then your plate is served. Now you don't have to worry about yourself because you're already set in that. Now you try to help others, serve others. A materialistic person who doesn't take to self-realization, covered by illusion, is forced to enter hell. But those who don't take, they're killer of their own souls. Whatever they do is like um, for. I mean, they always do something wrong naturally. They are covered by illusion and they are forced to enter hell. Transmigrate to the demoniac planets and take birth in degraded species of life to work hard in ignorance and darkness. And this is what they get. That's why it said those who are not working towards self-realization, killer of their own souls. Go to degraded species, work hard in ignorance and darkness. So much suffering. Uh, Asuras make a show of religion, but aim for material prosperity. They like in the name of dharma. Um, like Chaitanya Charan Prabhu came and he was mentioning this. People use God. People don't want to serve God. People used to take advantage of God. So this is like a show of religion. It's like they seem to go to the temple, but they just want to take advantage of them. And they want Lord to serve them. They don't want to serve. So they aim for material prosperity. They are they are great only by wealth, deception, and votes of the ignorant. Atma Sambhavita. They are devoid of self-realization and knowledge of Isavasya, and they are certain to enter into the darkest regions. 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is like divine and demoniac. Um, they are good at cheating others, hypocritical. They have wealth. They show that they are great. They want the votes of the ignorant. But they are not living according like there are some leaders who are great, but generally speaking, get votes um, um, by deception, gain a lot of wealth, and then after accumulating everything, they don't practice self-realization or relationship with God. Um, and no matter what they do, then they enter into the darkest regions still. It's like a waste of human form of life. I remember um, I was in college. I was doing my master's. I was practicing devotional service that time. Then I met there was one lady. She was also a devotee. She was senior to me and she was studying in the same college. Um, and she asked me, I met her first time, so she asked me, under whom are you doing your master's? And I told that this professor, and he's so great and he has done all these things, all this research, so famous, so much grant. I was telling her and she said, Prabhu, what a waste of life. And I still remember, and I was thinking, wow, I'm thinking this person is great, so valuable, so like, and then in her opinion, she said, Prabhu, such a waste of life. And that is actually true because um, they just enter into, if they're not using their life for self gratification, they may have everything, and then at the end, they enter into the darkest region still. The human beings are meant to solve all material problems. Um, Karma should lead to dharma, detachment, vairagya, viraga, and ultimately bhakti. Um, Karma should lead to dharma, um, virag, and ultimately to bhakti. Or whatever we do, whatever activities we do, should take us closer to the Lord. Those activities should inspire renunciation and should ultimately lead to devotion, which is the natural propensity of the soul. Yeah. Um, Bhagavatam also says that um, any work we do, any dharma we do, uh, if it does not increase our, if that work, that activity, whatever we do, if that does not end up in increasing our attraction towards the Lord, if our work does not increase our attraction towards the Lord, then that dharma is shama eva hi kevalam. It's a waste of time. श्रम केवल लेबर गया कुछ मिला नहीं आपको but just labor. Shram eva hi kevalam. Eva certainly It is only shram, useless labor. Um, so and then it is said, um, dharma should be used, work should be done, karma should be done, everything should be done for the pleasure of the Lord. Anyways, so naturally, when we do something for the pleasure of the Lord, anywhere bhakti comes into picture, renunciation will come, bhakti will come, which is a natural propensity of the soul. Otherwise, one must be considered dead, although breathing. What is dead? Like Srila Prabhupada would say, Saraswati Thakur would say, walking dead bodies. Walking dead, if somebody is, because life is Krishna consciousness. Our hearing, our chanting, our sangha, this is like nourishment for the soul. But if somebody is simply working, maintaining, and trying to enjoy, then the soul is dead actually. There is no food for the soul. So just the body is inactive. That's why they are called, although breathing, one they must be considered dead. Such people are killers of their own soul. They don't care about it. It's like that famous example of painting the cage but neglecting the bird inside the cage. So neglecting the spiritual life, neglecting our Krishna consciousness, our hearing, chanting, and just working on an external platform, economic development, sense gratification. Um, and they attain demoniac qualities from Bhagavad. There is long purport. Prabhupada spoke many things, very understandable. But the basic understanding of this verse is those who don't live according to Isavasya principle, they are the killer of their own souls and they enter into the darkest regions, which are full of ignorance. That's this verse. This is the last one. One must work in this world to maintain the body while establishing a relationship with the Lord. Such actions are karma. One must work in this world to maintain the body while establishing a relationship with the Lord. Such actions are karma in name only, as they are completely transformed to the Lord's service. Lord Krishna also says to Arjuna, Mam anusmaran yudhyacha. He says, you fight while remembering me. May be difficult to remember the Lord while work. Uh, and that's why we have that's more spontaneous platform where where we remember Krishna in everything we do. But since we are not on that platform, we practice the regulative principle of devotion. 16 rounds, directly serving the Lord, following the 9 process of devotional service. And once we become more and more Krishna conscious, God conscious, then we'll be able to remember Him in everything we do. Okay. That's the third verse. Any discussion on this? We'll start the fourth verse. Um, so the first, yeah, the third verse, the second verse speaks about um, if you live according to Ishavasya principle, you will never be bound to this world. Whereas if you don't, you will be bound to the demoniac planets. If you don't live according to Ishavasya principle or recognize the Lord is the owner of everything. Um, Now this verse, mm, this the next two verse, number 4 and 5, they speak about the Lord. So right now, no information is given about the Lord. It's just the Lord is the owner. Now the Lord name doesn't come in Isopanishad, but something about the Lord is mentioned. Um, Anijad ekam manoso javiyo naina deva apnuvan purvam arshad tadhavato nyan nyan Atyatitishtha Tashmin Apo Matarishva Dadhati. Okay. The Lord is fixed in his abode, not shaking, not moving, not fearing. Um, that's we will see more understanding of that. But something about the Lord, he is fixed in his abode. He is the one person among all entities with no equal or superior, and with a form full of knowledge. He is alone who has no equal, no superior, and his form is full of knowledge. Manaso Javiyo. Manaso is mind. Manaso Javiyo means he is swifter than the mind. So this is the first contradiction. Lord, all the contradictions they originate from the Lord. What is that? The Lord is fixed in his abode, yet he is swifter than the mind. Um, Even the powerful demigods or senses that move quickly cannot approach him. Even the demigods, if they want to, he's so fast, he's faster than the mind, that even if the demigods want to approach him, they will fail. Or even the senses or the mind, uh, they want to approach him, they cannot do that because he's so fast that he cannot be approached. Mm. He surpasses all others who are running, though he is situated in one place because he is all pervading. So those who are running, he can go beyond them. Although he doesn't move, he can surpass those who are running because he's everywhere. He will just appear from there. So he is the fastest. He surpasses everybody who are running, though he's at one place because he is all pervading. He controls those who supply air and rain. Basically, refers to devatas. Um, um, he controls those who supply air and rain. Actually, there are all these devatas. No? Indra is controller of the rain. Vayudev is controller of the air. Um, there are many instances where anytime they actually have the power to withdraw the air. We see Hanuman when he was hurt by the Vajra of Indra. um, Hanuman's father Vayudev, he's Pavan Putra Hanuman. He withdrew the air. Then the Devatas came, and then he was actually afraid. He was very hurt because his son was, but he was very afraid because Narayan will come and, sir, what is going on? Same Indra also. Anytime he makes a mistake, the Lord comes and looks at Indra and they actually shake any problem, they approach the Lord. So the Lord is, there are so many stories in Shastra. He's controller of all the devatas. And he's also the maintainer and he also the protector of all the devatas. When they are in need, they go to him. But if they do something wrong, then the Lord approaches them and they shake actually. So here it says he controls those who supply air and rain because and Lord has given them particular shakti, particular potency. They just have to they continue their service. Um, That's why there is a saying that even the wind flows out of the fear of the Lord. It's one of the Purana, one of the Upanishad. Even the wind flows out of fear of the Lord. Um, so basically, he is complete. The essence is what the quality that comes out. He is completely independent. All the devatas are controlled by him. Um, Nobody can approach him. Uh, he is fixed at one place, but he is swifter than mind. By one senses, the devatas or any living entity, he surpasses everybody and no one can approach him. And he controls um, Vayu and rain and all the other devatas. So he's like supremely independent. The ultimate truth is ultimately a person. Um, and this is an important question. Like based on Isopanishad, how can we say that the Lord is a person? So here it says he's swifter than the mind. Um, so naturally, he surpasses all others. Naturally, here, like who runs faster than the mind? So that person who runs swiftly, very fast, must be a person. He is running. How can something who is not a person, just an energy, how can that run? So when there is uh, the absolute truth is ultimately a person. Therefore, this verse elaborately describes his personal feature, um, namely being the supreme. Um, Um, Here it says he is one person among all entities with no equal. He is ekam. He is alone. So when we say he is ekam means ekam, wo akele. So that is referred the supreme being. Referred that means he is a person. He is the fastest means he is a person. He is fearless. You cannot say the table is fearless or the energy is fearless. He is fearless, referring to a personality. The incomprehensible, inconceivable, omnipotent. All these, he cannot conceive him. He is all powerful. Um, they all refer to the personal feature that nobody can comprehend him. Nobody can, and he surpasses all. Nobody can. Yeah. So the absolute truth is ultimately a person. Therefore, this verse elaborately describes his personal features, um, namely being the supreme, the fastest. Oh, this is repetition. Um, the omnipresent, the omnipotent, and the source of all action. Krishna has three energies, which we know, but in the purport it comes. There is Antaranga Shakti, there is Bahiranga Shakti, and there is Tathashta Shakti or marginal potency. Internal potency is the kingdom of the Lord. External potency is Maya, illusory energy, and we are the marginal potency of the Lord, uh, which basically also means that everything is His energy. This material world, spiritual world, we all the living entities. He's a supreme person. He's a supreme controller. He is supremely independent. Everything comes from him. So that's the Prabhupada says that everything is his energy. Perfect knowledge means to know the Lord in all his features, his potencies, and how they work by his will, as described by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. The jivas, being parts of the Lord's marginal potency, have all of his symptoms, but they are limited and are never equal to him. Um, we also have the same qualities, but we are very limited and we can never equal him. Like infinitesimal, Anu Chaitanya, the Lord is Vibhu Chaitanya. We are like a drop and he's like an ocean, a ray of sun and a sun. Um, the relationship, the difference between the Jiva and the Lord. Under the influence of Maya, ignorant Jivas try to speculate about the Lord, but they cannot appreciate his full potential. So Jivas who are covered by illusory energy, they try to, God is this and God is that. I met one person, he says, God is Son. So in that way, they try to speculate about the Lord, but the Lord is inconceivable. Nobody can understand him. Prabhupada says this as um, there is ascending process and descending process. Ascending process is trying to know the Lord by one's own mind and speculation. Descending is accepting what is coming from the scriptures. So we cannot appreciate his full potency by speculation. The Lord is not subject to our limited capacity of understanding. Um, cannot understand him. Even great philosophers, sages, or demigods cannot know him by speculation or reach him by traveling through the space at the speed of the wind or mind for millions of years. Even devatas can never enter into his planet. Um, even if uh, um, even if they travel with the speed of mind or with the speed of wind for millions of years, even then they cannot reach the Lord. Uh, The Lord is known. Uh, uh, the Lord is known only by his devotees through his mercy. And one should try to learn about the Lord from the Lord himself, the supreme source and knower of the Vedas. So he cannot be approached by speculation, but he can be understood through his devotees. He can be understood when he reveals himself through Bhagavad Gita, through Bhakti. That's how he can be attained, he can be understood. But otherwise, even the Devatas at the speed of mind cannot reach him. Every part of the complete whole is endowed with a particular power to execute the Lord's will. Every part of the complete whole is endowed with a particular power to execute the Lord's will. Every living entity is endowed with a particular power to execute the Lord's will. The Lord is known by one who has adopted the submissive service attitude. One who forgets this is in Maya or illusion. Krishna, like it says, no, I am the ability of man, I am the intelligence of the intelligent. So we all have certain Prabhupada says we all have particular power to execute Lord's will. Like Srila Prabhupada, the he has the power to execute the Lord's will of spreading Krishna consciousness across 7 oceans. So Prabhupada says of every jiva of complete whole Krishna is endowed with a particular power to execute the Lord's will. Some 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 are like Vayudev, some are like Indra, and we all also have a particular power to execute. It's like the mood of a devotee is, my Lord, whatever you have given me, and I want to use that in your service. Whatever intelligence, whatever remembrance, um, whatever energy, whatever you have given me, I'll use. So it's like every jiva is endowed with a particular power to execute Lord's will. Sagar Maharaj says, we all have a purpose, our own individual purpose. We all have. And he said, as we grow in our Krishna consciousness, we want to find what is my contribution to Krishna? What is my contribution? How can I best serve? And if we are just remain sincere, Krishna will inspire us in a way how we can best serve the Lord. And that ability comes from the Lord only. So every part of the complete whole Krishna is endowed with a particular power to execute the Lord's will. The Lord is known by one who has adopted and then the Lord is so kind. He gives us the power to execute his will, and then he gives us glorification. For what? We didn't do anything, but he gives us glorification. He tells Arjuna, like, you become an instrument and win the glory. Um, but it is that, but the power to execute his will is coming from him only. So the Lord is known by one who has adopted a submissive service attitude, but one who recognize the Lord can become an instrument of Lord's grace, Lord's mercy. The Lord is known by one who has adopted a submissive service attitude. My Lord, how can I serve you? And then we get the potency, the ability by the Lord to execute His will. We are empowered to execute His will. But one who forgets um, or disconnect from Krishna and thinks like, oh, now see what I have done. I am doing such great things. Are sir, whatever you're able to do, the inspiration, the ability, the intelligence, everything is coming from him only. So one who disconnects from him and thinks himself as independent doer, one who forgets this, that is then he is covered by the illusory energy. When we intelligently utilize our active nature to understand that everything is Lord's potency, we can revive our original consciousness, which was lost due to association with Maya. When we intelligently utilize our active nature to understand that everything is Lord's potency, when we intelligently utilize. Um, so just hearing and just reading is not sufficient, but to be able to see, to be able to apply, to be able to recognize. So that's like our part. So when we intelligently utilize our active nature to understand that everything is Lord's potency. Um, what others are able to is also by the mercy of the Lord. Everything anyone is able to do is um, uh, mercy of the Lord, because of which Lord has put. Lord is inspiring. It's like when we intelligently utilize our active nature to understand that everything is the Lord's potency, we can revive our original consciousness. Um, like a pure devotee, he sees um, uh, individual desires and Krishna is sanction. Individual is desiring, Krishna is sanction. Individual desiring, Krishna is sanction. We also see from Bhagavad Gita, individual is powerless. He can only desire, he cannot do anything. Everything is based on Krishna's sanction. Um, um, just like the child is crying for a toy and mother gives the toy. Likewise, the individual is crying to Krishna for something, 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 and the mother is giving them the toy, toy. Take this, take this, take this. Everything is Lord's potency. Um, then we revive our original consciousness, which was lost due to association of Maya. We'll do one more. Number 5. The Lord. Any discussion so far?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
so we say we are Satchit Anand, right? So that is soul's property. And then Lord also has similar properties, right?
Yes.
Uh, so the distinction comes in, so soul is spiritual or material?
Soul is spiritual, na? Satchitananda.
So all these additional abilities which Lord has, and we have some part of those, like Aishwarya, beauty, intelligence. So all those will be material uh, abilities. So spiritually we may be whole, but materially we lack in terms of potency than the Lord, or spiritually also we are uh, um, a part of just a small part of what He is. Am I making sense?
Ah, I'm trying to see how do I answer this question. See, it's not a material quality, Prabhu. That is that the Lord has infinite and we have less. I mean, that is also there. The Lord is the owner of everything, but we are owner of nothing actually. We may claim as owner of something, but we are owner of nothing. We are just living Ishavasya principle. So it's not the material thing, Prabhuji. And whatever glory a devotee knows that it's not my glory, it's Lord's glory. Because whatever I'm able to do is Lord is able to do through me. I am just trying to serve Him, and He is engaging me in a way He likes. And if I disconnect from Him, then I lose everything. Whatever I am is like it's Lord's grace only. No other way it can be described. But how it is described, a living entity is anu or infinitesimal is um, uh, um, we can see the qualities through the qualities of Lord. There are Nectar of Devotion explains the Lord has 64 qualities. Vishnu has 60, Shiva has 55, Brahma has 50, and we have 50 qualities. Um, um, Whether it is maintain or humility or um, um, so many things are there, no? Equipoised or whatever. Um, we have 50 qualities that we share in common with the Lord, and those are infinitesimal, very small amount we have. to our full ability, when we are at our like a pure soul, then also we have only a drop of the quality that Krishna has.
Okay, Prabhuji. I think I will ask offline. I'm just like in spiritually. Um. Okay, I will ask offline, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. Anything else anyone has? I think the next verse is large. Yeah, we probably can end here, I think. If no one has anything else.
Prabhuji, like lot of us who have no recollection that we are part and parcel of the Lord, but we still maintain lot of affluences, right? Some people has beauty, some people have intelligence. Uh, so those are based upon simply our karma, right? Um,
Our karma. Yes, Prabhuji.
so there is nothing spiritual in that sense, right? Having those qualities.
They're not the bodily qualities, Prabhuji. When we are infinitesimal, we are speaking about the soul's qualities.
Okay. Okay.
Good?
Yes.
Okay, Vishwa. Okay, good. Thank you for joining. We'll end here. पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो अनंतकोटि वैष्णवेभ्यो. Thank you very much. Dhanwad.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.